Hello again. I got another video for you about AI. This is going to have to do with image creation. I mean, if you're putting together PowerPoints and you want to be able to put things to or come up with an image that you can use and you don't want to have to worry about it, you can have AI created, and it's not going to be something you're going to get in trouble for using if it maybe, for example, is seen on your PowerPoint on your screen. Just to tell you about this real quickly. There are images or people that go around. If you use images off the web, you can't just put those on your PowerPoint, and you can if you're not broadcasting it and it's just internal. You can use that stuff left and right. Not going to matter. Where you can get in trouble, where someone can really start pushing buttons with you, is if you put it on your website, or if you have a part of your video feed and you're using these different images that come from websites. You might think they're free. You can do a search. Maybe I should do a video on that, on how you can do a search under, and you can use it for things that are Creative Commons, and how you can do that so that you can be safe. But when it comes to the AI, at least right now, until there's some sort of ruling made on it, right now it's you're able to use what it creates because it's creating original things. Even though they may look similar to something else, they're original and they don't have copyright, and someone else can use it. You can't copyright it because it's not, even though you may have prompted it, it's still not technically your image. It was created by AI. Anyway, what I was going to tell you is some people will go out, and they've done this. I'm trying to think of the name of the big one. There's a really big one, Getty Images. Getty Images is horrible about doing this. They've taken people to court over like a little small image that you couldn't even hardly see, and try to sue people over it. Or they try to threaten people and just have them send them money. And there are other people that do this where if you're just happen to be in the right place at the wrong time, or the wrong place at the right time, however you say that. Anyway, if they happen to search it out and find that, then they can try to get you to send them money and things like that. Anyway, it's just a big mess, but you can avoid all of that by doing some of the things that I'm going to be showing you today. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this camera down, or put me down in the corner, real small. And I am going to bring my image down here where you can see this. I think I've done this correctly. Let me double check and make sure this is showing up. Sorry for the mess going on right now. Oops, that didn't work. Okay, I want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. Why won't you go up where you're supposed to? Window. All right. Sorry you have to see me battling with my computer right now, but I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. Okay, there we go. That looks better. Okay. Here's what I'm going to show you. First, I want to use Bard. Bard will create images for you. Let's see, where am I at? Okay. I just typed this in. Just wanted to show you what you can do with this. I said, let's say you're trying to figure out, okay, what kind of images could I use for a particular topic? I just picked a random here. I said, what are some images that I might use when talking about the love of God? Okay. And since Bard, it keeps, they keep having updates and doing things. And I'll tell you more about Bard's updates in another video. But so when I asked this question, it automatically generated some images for me and some topics. It said, sure, here are some images that you might use when talking about the love of God. All right. It says a mother holding her child. The image represents the unconditional love of a parent has for her child. God's love is often compared to a mother's love because it's both selfless and forgiving. And then you can see it generated an image for me, and I could use this image. A dove, the symbol of peace and love in many cultures. And then a sunset can be seen as a symbol of hope and new beginning. A rainbow is a symbol of God's covenant with humanity, and for whatever reason, it didn't generate that. It did come from Wikipedia. And images, by the way, if you don't know that, the images, anything on Wikipedia is Creative Commons, and you can use those images. A heart Heart is a symbol of love in many cultures, often used to represent the love that we have for others. And again, you could ask it to generate more. Okay, but let's run with this idea. Let's just say a mother holding her child. Okay, like I said, you could click on that, you could use that image, get it, grab it, and everything like that. But here's another thing that's really neat, and I don't know if you've seen this program or not, but it's from Microsoft, and it's called Microsoft Designer, and it allows you to you're able to I think I can't remember if this is free. It was in beta for a little while, but it's no longer it's available to everyone. I'm pretty sure, and I think you have to have a Microsoft account. I'd have to double check on that. I have a Microsoft account, so I can't say whether or not it would work if you didn't. But here's the way it does: it allows you to generate things, generate images and slides of different size for either PowerPoint or Facebook or Instagram and things like that. And so what you do is you can describe what it is that you're wanting to do. And so what I usually do is I just simply say, well, let me go back over here to Bard and what it said. It said, let's see, a mother holding a child. I'll copy that and I'm going to put it over here. Mother holding a child. And then maybe I'll put, God's love for us is like a mother holding her child. And we'll just leave it like that. We'll put that in there twice. A mother holding her child. God's love for us is like a mother holding her child. All right. And then I'll click on generate. And then you'll see it generating over here on the right. Okay, and you see it gives me different things here. God's love is like a mother's embrace. You kind of change the wording up, things like that, and you can edit. You can look at these and see which one you like the best. Look through here. It says I like that. That one's pretty good, and you go through here, and it'll give you several different examples of things that you can use. And then if you don't like, if you're not trying to make this for Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and you can see they do have one here's the right size for what I would want to make for a PowerPoint slide, a wide format. But you can also click on this size button here, and you can specifically pick which one you want: portrait, landscape, or square. And so let's do landscape since I'm wanting to do one for a PowerPoint, and it will regenerate and give me examples of things that are in landscape mode. So we'll have a bunch of options here. So you have this one right here. Okay. You can see several of these. They're all pretty good. You can see it gives you multiple ones that you could use to create like a title page or whatever for your PowerPoint. I don't think you'd want to be using the one where they're breastfeeding, but anyway, nothing. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that wouldn't be appropriate for a sermon PowerPoint. Let's see. Let's just go with this one. Right. Let's just go with this one. Okay. When I click on that, then I can say customize design, and it brings that up. And then what it does is it gives you even more options. So if from this one, it'll give you several other ideas that you could use if you want. And then you can take, and this is easy to follow. You can take and click on any object there. You can position it. You can change the opacity. You can change the, if you don't like this font, you can use a different font. I mean, there's just all kinds of different things that you can do. It's like we could change this. It gives you a sample over here of what it would look like. If I wanted to, I could change it to this. So it's a little darker or whatever. And I could change the color and all these different things. And you can even say, clicked on, if you saw that it said inspire me, it'll just randomly choose something. And there's other things you can add over here let's see. These are other images you could use and fill shapes. You can play with this. I'm not going to take all the time to show you all these things. I'm just showing you the things that it can do. It can generate an image. Um, you can type in what you want it to generate down here and it'll generate it. You got photos. But anyway, the whole thing is you can do all this and make it to where you can make this slide. And then when you get ready to, you like what you have, then you can just click on download. And then you have a selection of PNG, JPEG, or you can do it as a PDF. Of course, I'd probably just download it as a PNG. And you also want to make sure you click on remove watermark. You don't need the watermark on there, having that in your way. And then all you do is download, and it will download the image to your computer. And then you can use this as your first slide. So you can use this with a lot of different things. Okay, I want to give you another idea that you can use, and that is with Clip Drop. This is free. This is something where you can, it'll give you different cases of images. Like you have something you want to try, play around with something. Um, Let me try grabbing an image, a random image that I can find. Let's see here, Bible trivia. Okay, I'm going to throw together, and this is not an actual picture. Let's just see what it does. It's a image that I use for my Bible trivia. I'm just dragging that from my folder. I'm going to drop it in here. Okay, let's do that, I guess. It's not behaving itself. You can click on it and open it up too. So now it's opening this up and it's going to work through here and it's going to give me different, it's going to give you different options of this image. Now this may not be the best case scenario because it looks like it's just giving me different angles of this Bible and things like that. All right, let me just try to find another image. Let me find something that I have. It's of a person or something. Let's do this. Here's an image. This is well, hang on a second. Go back. Okay, I'm gonna try. Where'd my image go? Okay, let me find that image I had. That was a good one to use. Well, my image that I was trying to drag over disappeared. Interesting. Give me just a second here. Be patient, and I will just find another image. All right. Here's an image I generated a while back. It was a snake. It was done through AI. We'll just stick that in there. Cancel. So you can see the original image. And then it's going to take and change the image up from this one image and give you several different versions of it. And let's see what this one looks like right here. See, that one changed it. Not that great. You know, your results are going to vary on what you get. I don't really like any of those. This is what the original looked like. I liked it a lot better. But anyway, that's just one you can play with. You can use faces. Oh, here's an example. We can use like this lady here. It's built in. And it'll give, like if you use a person's face, notice it took it from here, gave you this, does this. Seems like it does a lot better on the people's faces. But anyway, maybe you can use that. I'll put a link to that below. And then here's the main one I was wanting to use. And there's all kinds of ones, but this one's a free one and it works quite well. But you have to prompt it and tell it what you want, and it'll generate 4 images, and you can continue to generate stuff if you want. This is very helpful if you are wanting something specific. But let's just use that same idea. Let's say a mother holding her baby. Let's say Let's make it specific. Let's say an Asian mother holding her baby. Let's see what that does. You can get a pro version on this, but this free one works just fine. You might have to wait a little bit longer while it generates, but it works well. As you will see here in just a minute, you can just hit skip on this. It's going to bring that up every time. So this is a way for you to generate some sort of image. As you can see, it really messed things up on this one over here. Usually it does a pretty good job. This one over here, this poor lady's got something going on with her face. That's not a good image. I think I might like, I really like this first one, and I like this one. So there we go. We'll just go with that one. And it does put a mark on here, transparent mark, stamp. Not saying the right what that's called. I don't know why. I'm lost what that is called. What is that called? A watermark. Here we go. That does have a watermark on it, but that's easy to remove. But let's see here. This is the only size that this has to offer. Unless, hang on, let me make sure. Clean up imperfections, remove background, relight, enhance, upscale, reimage. Okay, so you can enhance it and upscale it. And you can even remove the background and relight it. But anyway, it doesn't allow you to change the size of it. So let's go ahead and I'm going to download this. And then I'm going to show you what you can do. Like if you were looking at this and, this probably worked great for doing a Facebook post or whatever like that. Now, this next step I'm fixing to do, I'm sure there are workarounds for it, but I'm going to be using Adobe Photoshop Beta because it still hasn't became, far as I know, it hasn't become part of the regular file or part of the regular Adobe. And this is something you have to pay for, so not everybody's going to have access to it, but I'm going to show you what you can do with this. Let's see here. Downloads. I know you can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm just grabbing that file and I'm going to stick it into Adobe Beta, Adobe Photoshop Beta. And I'm going to show you something that it has in here. It's a very powerful feature if you happen to have Adobe. You have to download the beta version of the Adobe Photoshop. But for starters, it has the erase tool is really powerful. Let's see, remove tool. I can take this remove tool in Photoshop, so I don't have to have this watermark down here. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you're using it for your PowerPoint, but if I just didn't want that there, I can just take and do that, and it'll remove it. And then if I'm wanting to make this wider so that I can use it for my PowerPoint, I can simply take and what happened there? My crop tool, and I can drag this out this way a little bit, and I can drag it out this way a bit. All right, I hit enter. And all you got to do, they've made this so easy, this powerful AI within Adobe, that I can take, you put a square tool around this and just barely include a little bit of the photo there so that it has a little bit of overlap. And then you click on generate fill. You just hit generate. You can tell it what you want to appear in there, but when it's like this, you don't have to. It'll just automatically fill it in on this side, and it will look good. It'll give you 3 different options that you can choose from. That one looks just fine. I could do another one that has a little bit of a vignette or vignette. Oh, yeah, I kind of like that one a little bit better. So I'm gonna use that, and then you just do the same thing to the other side. I've included just a little bit of the background there. Generative fill, generate. And it will fill it in no time at all. I mean, it's something that's really easy to do. It used to be a lot harder to do this. And then even if I want to, if I like, I'd like to have a little bit, see a little bit just above her head, I could go back to my crop tool. I could raise this up a bit like this if I wanted that to be just a little bit bigger or however big I want to make it. And again, just take the marquee tool and just put a little bit, include a little bit of the picture, hit generative fill, generate. When it finishes, it'll fill in that top part. And like I said, I'll have three choices to choose from. Move because the violator, sometimes it gives you these weird generative fill things, and I don't know why it's saying that at this point. So usually if you run across that issue, I'll just reselect again, and this time I'll maybe select a little bit bigger spot, and let's see if that makes a difference. Sometimes it's just whatever it happens to see in it, or it may be that I may not be able to do it on this photo. I don't know. I don't usually run into this problem, but I've seen others run into this issue. Let's see if it works this time. Nope. Okay. All right. Okay, let's just for fun, let's just take and do part of it and see if it fills it in. See if that makes a difference. Oh, I know what's going on. I may do it again. Let's see what happens. Because one thing it does whenever you're making these things is it generates or it makes them into different layers. And so what may be going on? Let me merge these down. Let me flatten this image. Okay, now let me try it one more time because it may not have worked because it may not have been much in the area that it was trying to do that. There's not any reason why this shouldn't work. So let me just give this one more try, and if this doesn't work, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just let you know that it will generate things up on top. Now, if you're it's supposed to keep you from generating things that are, well, it's not going to let me do it for whatever reason with this particular image. So anyway, we'll just go back to our, oops, went too far. Edit, redo, edit, redo. So we'll just go with that. So I could use this image here that you see on the screen, and we could use that. And you can even want to, if you want to, if you with this program, you can also generate images. Like if I just took and flattened this, let's see, flatten image, and let's go like this, and we'll hit delete. Okay. Then I can do a generative fill on this, and you can tell it what you want. And you can tell it, I don't know, we'll just do it again. Mother holding her baby. Let's see what it comes up with. So it's completely blank. We'll let it generate it and see what it comes up with. It uses the Adobe stock photos and things like that it trained itself from. Oh, we got twins here. So you can also use Adobe itself to be able to generate images. So sometimes you have to use multiple programs, multiple ones to come up with things, but I just want to show you how easy it is for you to be able to use these AI tools to generate images that you can use in your Photoshop, or not Photoshop, PowerPoint slides, and they'll be fine to use because these are generated images. They're not real people, and they're not going to be copyrighted, and you can use it for that. Now, there is one other one I wanted to make you aware of. Let me see if I can find that real quick before I get out of here. It's another program. It's a beta program done by Adobe. I don't know if I can find it or not. If I can't find it here real quick, I'm just going to go ahead and end this program. I'm going to look for this. up here. Hang on a second. Let me try another thing here. Bring us up here. Give me just a second. Bear with me. Go ahead and close that. All right. Let's see if I can find it. It's another pretty cool program that Adobe has. It's for creating, well, it's for creating images, but it's also for creating some cool looking text. And again, you have to sign up for it and things like that, but let me see if I can find it. Wish I'd had it open before I started this. All right. All right, let me do a quick search for it. Adobe AI text. Pa, 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 pa. Oh, I remember what it's called. It's called like Firefly, Adobe Firefly. Here we go. Okay, this is really cool. Again, you have to, it's still in beta. You have to sign up for it and get let in, and you have to be a member of Adobe, I believe, to get this. And you can see that it does text to image. It does generative fill. Again, this was part of that beta that I was talking about. But here's the one I really like in this particular program is text effects. Because you can go into this text effects and look at these cool text that you can create. You can make them. There's already some pre-made ones here, and you can make letters out of these different things like these feathers, these chords, popcorn, and things like that. If there's something that you like here and you're wanting to make something that's cool, I mean, look at that. That's really neat. That shiny gold liquid. Or how about this tiger fur? So you can put whatever prompt you want, but this is the one I'm going to use. I'll just click on that. You can type what you want. You can even describe what kind of you want to. If you got a good imagination, say I want some dark wood grain, or I want something with fish scales, or whatever. But anyway, you can open this up, and then you can create really cool looking text. Like this says Firefly, and this is giving you an example of what it looks like. You can make it all capitals. You can change it up slightly and things like that. Again, that's Firefly at Adobe. And again, if you want to be able to add some extra visuals to whatever your text is, like a really neat looking title, this is how you could do it. But you're going to have to figure out how to apply for the beta, because I don't remember how I did it. Well, I think you can just go in here and it probably allows you to sign up here somewhere. But I'll give you the link to this Adobe Firefly as well. But overall, I don't want to go any longer with this. There's a lot of things you can do with AI besides just trying to do deeper Bible study. You can find images, you can generate ideas on what kind of images to use, and you can put all these things together. And once you get this down, you got a learning curve in the beginning, but once you get this down and figure out which tools you like the best, then you'll be able to do great things. And I will say this, I've never bought this. I tried it out in beta, but I'm not going to put this down in the link. You'll just have to find it. It's called Midjourney. That will generate some very high-end images for you, and you have to pay for it if you want to use it. You can sign up for free, and it'll give you free pictures and stuff. It'll generate it. It uses Discord, if you're familiar with that, but you'll have to look that up. And I'm out of free trials on it, so I can't show you anything. I can't create anything. But it is considered still at now to being the best as far as being able to produce some really, really good images. And a lot of it has to do with how you prompt it. So I just wanted to give you an introduction here on how you can use AI to produce images for your PowerPoint or some sort of post you're making for whatever, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those different things. So I hope you found this information helpful and that you can be able to use it and be able to it'll help you some way and being able to get your work done. So with that being said, I'll bring something else to you next time on AI.